behind the green sheet of glass.
And welcome back to Midday with the Raj, Season 2, Episode 4. Sorry for another late start. School has just been absolutely crazy. I'm actually back with a guest of my own. He was on the first episode of Season 2. Give it up for DJ Gingy.
Yes! It's the collab of the century, Part 3. DJ Gingy has returned to Midday with the Raj.
I'm actually glad you're back too. It's
thanks.
Quite the blast whenever me and you are on the show together. So I'm kind of glad that we are able to share that once again and share the field and get right back.
You really mean
back
that?
into the smooth of things and
you really mean that? You're tugging at my heartstrings.
No, I'm glad that we were able to get that ready to go and get that all squared away. So,
yeah.
Actually, one of my friends, Michael Miller, is listening on air right now.
He is?
Let's go.
Tubular. It's totally tubular. Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, shout out Mike. Yeah, Mike.
Mike.
I'm glad that he decided to come in and listen. We got a pretty good show coming in today. I'm looking forward to it. We have a caller coming in I want to say 10 minutes around there. But how's things going, DJ Gingy? How's college going?
College is here and there, and like how you just said earlier. Sometimes academics come first, and hey, you know what? If things start late, you know what? That's perfectly fine, because keep in mind we are college students. And we do have assignments on the side and other things going on in our life. So for the listener, you try to keep that in mind, please, because sometimes life happens, including with assignments. And you know what? We either just got to work with what we got, or that's really it. That's all I got to say about that.
No, I'm looking forward to the episode today, though, and what we got in store. And now, how is tonight is a big night for you. Why don't you tell them where you're gonna be?
Oh man, yeah. So tonight over at Socks at 30 Bridge Street on South Hadley, we have Thursday night trivia. And if you're not familiar with how trivia goes, It's basically bar trivia. We do 4 rounds. It's 40 questions in total, so 10 questions in each round. Tonight's theme is going to be sitcoms. So we'll be covering a lot of sitcoms from the 80s, 90s, 2000s even. Anything that you could think of. Full House, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Malcolm in the Middle, 2.5 Men, Arrested Development, My Name is Earl, all that good stuff. And trivia starts at 7 p.m. tonight. Socks Bar and Grill, 30 Bridge Street, South Hadley, Massachusetts. Trivia is free to play. So if you're looking to just come, get a drink, something to eat, or even watch some sports, Socks is your go-to place. Especially when you got me talking your ear off for 2 hours.
Also, I'll be there tonight too.
Yes, and Big Al will be there, and I think you'll be competing in it. Is that correct? With you and your mother?
Yes, I'll do the very best I can with that.
Nice.
But I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be fun.
Oh yeah, you get to hear me talk your ear off for 2 hours. Which,
I don't think I've ever been.
To you isn't really anything different.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a bar trivia actually before, so this is gonna be fun. And then of course the Red Sox and Yankees are gonna be happening when that happens too. And I know you. And I'm guessing you'll have Thursday Night Football on when that's happening as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
So lots of sports going on. But, multitask, definitely pay attention to, obviously you, because that's why I'm there. And the Sox and Yanks at the same time, but I think it should be a fun experience. And I haven't really went to bar trivia before, so this is new for me.
Yeah.
So what should I be expecting for tonight?
Get there early because around like 7 p.m. that's when the tables start filling up, and we draw quite a crowd in there. I think the highest teams we've had, and keep in mind it's a small building. We've had 11 teams play, which, you know, for a building that size, it's pretty high. So hopefully we get more, because that's what we always aim to do. I'm excited because it's another week of trivia. You know, shout out to everyone that works there, Davi, the chefs, even the bartenders. You know, shout out to all of them. Tip them, please, for the love of Pete, tip your bartenders, please, because they work their rear ends off every night just to serve some drinks to the people. And not to mention, they're also great people. They're also great people to talk to. Most of which have become friends to my family.
Yeah.
So,
no, of course. And
yeah.
honestly, bro, that's exciting. You know, I'll be there supporting you and getting to it. I know we're gonna, you know, once we get the call in like, you know, about like 5 minutes, we're going to talk about Major League Baseball postseason. We're going to start off with that once he calls, because he wants to, you know, get that off. You know, that's what he's mostly looking forward to. So we'll get that started. And then when me and you could even chime in, you know, later on in the show to do some other things as well.
Yeah.
You know exactly where this is supposed to? You know exactly where this was supposed to go?
Your phone.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I don't know if it would fit on my phone. You would it work with ears? I think it worked with ears.
Yeah, maybe. That's not like a... You have an iPhone, right? That should be a lightning cable.
I have the 14 Plus.
Oh, it is?
But I could actually... No. I could actually use this thing because it would fit in here. Like a little like small like USB-C. It would fit in this thing, so it would connect to that. So we'll
I mean, if you want to just use my phone, you can do that. You know, right. just tell your dad to call my number. It'll be there.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah. I'll pull it up.
So what's been like really crazy when it comes to like, you know, life for you lately? Like, what things have you been really, you know, aiming for in like goals and ish?
For goals, all right. You know what? So I'm just gonna say this. When talking about goals, we have to think about short-term goals and long-term goals, because whenever goals are being discussed, there's always this misconception that people tend to think about, where it's like they'll just be like, oh, I gotta plan my whole life ahead. No, you don't have to. And I used to fall for that misconception a lot. So there's a difference. Short-term goals, long-term goals. Short-term goals, in my eyes, the way how I see it is, you either get a goal, that short-term goal done in like, I'd say a month, I'd say maybe a day, a week, a month, whatever. In this case, my short-term goal is to finish the semester. My long-term goal is to be a ring announcer. But in order to achieve that long goal, I need to complete the short-term goals first, which would be getting all of my classes done and getting my associate's degree, and just putting myself out there so I can complete that long-term goal.
Sure.
So yeah, I'd say my goal now is to just finish trivia, which will be ending this season the week before Thanksgiving in November, and get through the semester and pass.
Yeah, that sounds good. For sure. So on the call right now, I'm gonna give you Eric's number. He's gonna use the adapter. Oh, That was interesting. You say that?
What happened?
He's gonna use the adapter.
We having some technical difficulties here.
Actually, no. We're actually cool. I'm just trying to let him know.
You know what? I feel like during this, I think it's time to share a bit of a PSA. Let's see, what have we got in here? And oh yes, you know what? Here we go. We got a good one. So, it's that time again. One of Holyoke's most creative and quirky traditions, the Great Holyoke Brick Race, returns for its 14th year on Saturday, October 11th. The race runs from 12 to 3 p.m. at 80 Race Street in downtown Holyoke, in front of Paper City Studios and Lighthouse Holyoke. The event is it's free to enter and watch, with the racer check-in starting at 11 a.m. So if you're racing, then 11 a.m. would be the time for you to arrive to register. There's also going to be a test day for racers on Saturday, October 4th. So that's this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Lighthouse Holyoke, 114 Race Street. Not only that, but yours truly will be returning for the third year as the MC. For registration and full details, you can visit holyokeart.com/brickrace or their Facebook event page, The Great Holyoke Brick Race 2025. So I can't wait to come back for that. It's gonna be a fun day, filled with lots of racing, wipeouts, all that good stuff.
That sounds like a fun day. It sounds like a fun plan. I believe it's yes.
All right, I think all right. Looks like Big Al's got it figured out. It seems.
Yes, I do.
He's got the adapter in.
Yeah. Let's put it up here.
I think it should go through the way he got it.
All right. Hi, you're listening to 103.5 WCCH, the best in variety, with DJ Genji and Big Al. How you doing today, Mr. Rogers?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, Al. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. How you doing, DJ?
I'm good. He had to he had to use my phone because the adapter we're using has that lightning charger, and
Sure.
only my phone could be used for that. So that's why we had to call. That's why we called you from my phone. But I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, thank you. I appreciate you guys, having me on the show again. It's
Of course.
a nice little break from my work day. So, it's a pleasure to be here, guys, on this beautiful day.
No, we're glad that you could take time out of your workday to come talk. I know we already said to the crowd out there. Actually, Dad, we have a friend of mine is actually listening to the show right now. I don't know if he's still listening, but Mike Miller's listening to the show right now.
You better be listening.
Good. Hi, Mike. How are you, buddy? I hope you're tuning in, listening, and having a great day.
He texted me randomly before we got on air. He's like, "I'm listening right now," and I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, he better still be listening. Girls, we're gonna have some problems. I'm just kidding.
So we're gonna jump right in, not waste any time. You said Major League Baseball, so what do you want to get kicked off with? I know that the Dodgers swept the Reds last night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody was surprised with that. I mean, I give the Reds a lot of credit for, making the postseason for sure. But they, obviously they're playing the world champions in the postseason. So, the Dodgers are a very, very good ball club. They're loaded. Ohtani's Ohtani. And then they had Yamamoto. They had Snell pitching in Game 1. They had Yamamoto pitching in Game 2. And Ohtani does what Ohtani does. And Teoscar Hernandez, who's been a good postseason player in his career, he had a big night the other night, and they were just overmatched. It was just that of all the wild card series, that was the only one I think everybody unanimously had the Dodgers coming out of in a sweep in 2 games. And it would have been nice to see Cincinnati win one of those 2 games, because then it would have set up all 4 games today being elimination games. But And it is what it is. You know, Dodgers advance. I don't think anybody's surprised by that.
No, I honestly I don't think I was really shocked about that either. That was kind of expected. And now they'll go on to face the Phillies in the NLDS starting Saturday.
Yeah, now that's an interesting matchup, right? Because in reality, probably the two best teams now in the National League are going to play each other in a division series. And I don't want to underrate Milwaukee at all. I think the Brewers have had a great year, and I actually think they could go. I think I talked about this. I don't know if I talked about it on your show a couple weeks ago, but I certainly had a conversation with somebody recently about it. That I think the Brewers could go to the World Series and represent the World Series from the National League. I think their pitching is that good.
Wow.
I'm not saying they're going to. I said I think they could, because I think their pitching is underrated and really, really good. They're kind of like the Mariners.
That's a hot take right there.
Where they've got really, really good pitching, and I think people underestimate, the quality of club they have. But and then the Phillies and Dodgers going head to head. One of the two best teams is going home. And that's just the random nature of the baseball postseason.
I think the big question is, will the Dodgers reign supreme and keep going in the postseason, or will the Phillies spoil that? I think that's the big question.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Philadelphia's, really, really good, obviously, but they lost
Zach
one of
Wheeler,
their top starting pitchers. And I think that's a big loss. I think LA is finally pretty healthy, particularly in the starting rotation. And, they have the best player, one of the two best players arguably in the world on their team. And they're a loaded roster, and they're the champs. So it's kind of hard to pick against them. But I do think if there is a team that can knock them off, it's like I said, it could be Philadelphia or Milwaukee. But we'll see what happens, right? We'll see. That's
why they play the games, man.
I haven't thought long enough about it to make a pick in that series yet.
Yeah, that's why they play the games. So you don't know what can happen on like any given day. So depending on what the situation is as well. So honestly, I know that Shohei Ohtani's pitching that first game. So
yeah, that's kind of nice if you're the Dodgers, where Ohtani's your number 4 starter in the postseason.
I don't think he really cares as long as he pitches, but me personally. But no, they took care of business. They swept the Reds as they should have. To be honest, I mean, I would have been laughing very hard if the Reds beat the World Series champs last year in a 2-game series. That'd be funny.
Taking care of business.
But no, I think the next game we're gonna get to now, we have the Cubs Padres in a do or die today as well. What do you think's gonna happen? Do you think the Cubs, stay in it? They haven't really been to the postseason in a little while now. What do you think's next for the Cubbies?
Yeah, I think this is I think of this matchup, and I keep thinking, one of these years the Padres have to get to the National League Championship Series, right? I mean, it's one of these years the Padres have to break through, and I don't know. Can they get by the Cubs today? I know Darvish is pitching for the Padres, and I was surprised to see his earned run average was over 5.
Wow.
He's normally a more of a consistent starting pitcher than that, and he's been good for a long time. So I was a bit surprised. And Al, our old friend Jameson Taillon, right, former Yankee Jameson Taillon, is on the bump for
Chicago,
the Cubs today. Yeah, so I mean that's a
big start.
That's a big start. That's a big game. It's interesting because I keep waiting for the Padres to finally break through. Right? Isn't it time?
It might be.
I know, because I think your colleague is a Padres fan, right?
Yeah, DJ Damon T is a Padres fan. He also likes the Sox too, but he is a Padres fan. He grew up in San Diego.
Dude, when he came in and started singing, that was hilarious.
Yeah, he came into my show 2 weeks ago.
You had Busta Hip on your show. That was
no, it's not even
and he
that.
just comes in
2 weeks ago. He opened the door randomly and just He's like, "Go Padres!" Yeah. And then like 2 seconds later, he just slams the door in the middle of my show. But I like didn't really care because I thought it was funny. But
what do you think? Who's winning? Who's winning that game today? Who's winning that series?
Honestly, I'm going with the Cubbies.
Yeah, that's kind of where my heart goes. I'd love to see the Cubs win.
I want to see the Cubs win, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Padres do.
Where is Henry Rowan-Gardner when you need him?
Eric said, "Where's Henry Rowan-Gardner when you need him?"
Rookie of the Year. Never
goodness.
seen that movie. It's a good one.
Everybody out there knows that reference.
Hopefully, it's a good movie.
It's an amazing movie.
Henry Rowan-Gardner.
Yeah, that movie's great. I haven't seen that movie in a while though, but I'm actually kind of time back to that movie. That movie came out how long ago? Like I don't even know exactly.
Sometime during the 90s.
During the 90s, early 2000s, I think.
It's another incredible day of baseball lined up with that particular game of interest. Of course, there's the other game too, Al. The Guardians and Tigers are set to...
That's already started. I believe... wait, no, it's at 3?
Yeah, that's at 3 o'clock now. Remember, everything got moved back.
Oh, yeah, that's true, because of the Dodgers winning. Yeah, because the Dodgers winning. Per se, I got a stat for you that actually Mike wanted me to mention. At 23 years old and 182 days, Connolly Early will be the youngest Red Sox pitcher to start a postseason game since Babe Ruth in 1916's World Series Game 2.
Wow.
Ooh.
So are we jumping right to the Red Sox-Yankees right now?
No, I just wanted to mention that stat, but that a friend of mine brought up to me and wanted me to mention on the show.
Yeah.
So
well, we can talk about that game right now if you want, because that's probably
that's the main topic, and then we can get to the Tigers and Guardians after that.
Well, I'll just say this about the Tigers and Guardians. Cleveland has done something that not even the 1978 Yankees did. The 78 Yankees, had come back. They were 14 games behind the Red Sox at one point that summer, and came back and forced the one-game playoff at Fenway, which of course is the famous Bucky Dent home run game that the Yankees won. But the Guardians were 15 games behind Detroit at one point this year, and come back and win that division. And they've got a chance to knock them out of the postseason today. And I quite honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Cleveland. I would love to see Cleveland move on. I would love to see the Cubs move on. Just to make some interesting theater in the playoffs, for sure.
Just to mix some things up. I honestly want to see. I'd like to see Cleveland, but I still think Detroit's going to take it on the road.
Okay. All
right, so it's a pitching matchup.
They've got Jack Flaherty pitching. He's playoff tested, so I think that game's a complete toss-up, a complete flip of the coin. That game, for sure.
So we got early against Schittler tonight, Red Sox-Yankees, at 8 o'clock p.m. on ESPN. And we'd have Flaherty against Slade. I cannot pronounce his last name, but I know his first name's Slade. That last name's kind of wacky.
That's one of those last names.
Yeah, Sassoni. There you go. Yeah, he got it for us, Sassoni. Yu Darvish and Jameson Taillon. Yeah, these games are going to be interesting. I think that we spoke last night saying that imagine if the Reds forced that Game 3 and then all those games would have stayed at the same time slot. But either way, the games only got bumped up a few hours, so it wasn't anything big.
Right. Well, what's interesting about that early and Cam Schittler matchup tonight with the Red Sox and Yankees, this is really, it's only that they're both rookies. It's only Early's 5th career appearance.
Yeah, I think that's what Mike and Noah. That's what Mike and Noah said.
In his life at the major league level before.
Yeah. Tonight. That's what Mike and Noah were saying the other day to me on the phone. They said that it's going to be only his 5th start. So I'm like, we're putting all this on him. No, and they said on the group chat, no pressure. Honestly, it's only the biggest game of your life. So.
Well, for Cam, it's only.
It's no different for him either, though.
Yeah.
So.
It's the first game in postseason history where the two starters are making their 15th career appearance or fewer regular season and postseason starts combined. It's really incredible. It's really incredible. And a couple other things I don't know if the listening audience knows, but Cam Schittler, tonight's pitcher for the Yankees, he grew up in Walpole, Mass. Right? He's a Massachusetts native, as is Ben Rice, who's been one of the Yankees' best hitters now for not only most of the season, but for the last month and a half, 2 months specifically. So there's a couple of Massachusetts guys that could try to end the Red Sox season tonight. There's a lot of irony behind that, for sure.
I mean, I'm sure the lineups are nowhere near out yet because it's not out. Game's not for like 6-7 hours. So
No,
6-7.
The lineups are not out yet. No,
I'm sorry, I had to. I hear it from my 14-year-old brother.
The minute I heard
day.
you said that, I was like, you're gonna go right to that. No, yeah, I'm sure the lineups are gonna come out to what, like 4 or 5 o'clock, most likely.
Yeah, a few hours before game time. Most managers will wait until they have to send it out by the deadline.
Well, here's a question. Here's a question for both of you. What do you think the projected lineups are gonna be?
Well, for the Red Sox, I'm sure they're going to put more left-handed bats in their lineup because they're facing a right-handed starter. The last 2 nights, they've had quite a few right-handed sticks in there. The Yankees lineup is interesting because they love platoons, right? They love platoons, but the Early's only pitched 4 times in his life at the major league level. So I can't see the Yankees not playing their big left-handed bats tonight. Like, there's no doubt Jazz Chisholm is going to be in the lineup. He's just such a dynamic player. He's a good defender. He's a 30 home run, 30 stolen base guy. There's probably only a handful of players in Major League Baseball that could have scored from first base on that Wells base hit last night.
That play was so close, though.
Yeah.
It was one of the most exciting pure baseball plays you're ever going to.
You know what it was reminding me of, though? It was like reminding me of back to the wild card in 21 when Stanton hit one off the monster and they sent Judge from first. And I thought that same thing was about to happen. I'm like, please don't tell me we're going to have the same repeat thing again, bro.
No, but there were 2 major differences there. One, it was a full count on Wells, so Jazz was off with the pitch. And 2, Jazz is one of the fastest players in baseball. I mean, and it was still close at the plate. So just an incredible all-around baseball play. And this has really been a great series so far, but I just don't see how the Yankees go into tonight without having Jazz in the lineup. He will definitely be there at second base. Ben Rice is going to be in the lineup. It's just a question of whether he's going to be at first base or catching the plate. But there's no way you're going to sit who's really been your second best hitter for the last month in this do or die game. There's just no way. So I think Rice will be there in the lineup. I think Jazz will be there. In fact, I know Jazz will be there. There's no question about it. And, if they start Rosario at third base against the left hand, that's fine. I don't think this kid's going to be out there very long anyway. Even if he pitches well, I don't think Alex Cora is going to leave him out more than a couple innings. He loves his bullpen. You saw that last night. He's going to go to it quick. And he's going to try to have the Yankees get as many different looks as they can at many different pitchers. And he's going to play matchups all night long. Because he truly doesn't have a really good handle on what this kid can do, as none of us do. The guy's only pitched 4 times at the major league level, so going to be an interesting matchup for sure tonight. Al, that if I was picking with my heart, I would pick the Yankees for sure, but I'm going to pick with my brain. And I'm still going to pick the Yankees. I still think they're the better team.
For a second, I thought you were swapping for a second.
No, same. I literally thought the same thing.
Right, they're the better team. They have no excuse to lose this game tonight. None. They are home in front of their crowd. They battled back to win that crazy game last night, and they're going to put their A lineup or as close to their A lineup as they can out there tonight against a rookie pitcher in a tired Red Sox bullpen. Again, with my heart, of course it's the Yankees, but I thought a lot about this last night after Game 2 and said, boy, I'll tell you, Game 1, was so important to Boston with Crochet pitching. If the Red Sox had lost Game 1, obviously they would have had no chance to win the series. The Yankees did lose Game 1, but they're still kind of right where they want to be. So I don't think the Yankees have any excuse to lose this game tonight. They win it. They take the series. They're going to Toronto on Saturday.
What do you think, Eric? What do you think's the big takes on this game? Well, mostly all three of these games, but like the implications and the things that are on the line. Like, what do you think? Like, biggest things and who has the advantage in these games?
You know what? I'm always going to be a Boston fan my whole life.
Of course, dude. If you go biased, I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So
you always do.
So, like,
you want me to call you out, but I'm just saying.
It's just the love of the rivalry.
Yeah.
The Yankees every day and the Giants every week, regardless of who the
Actually,
playing.
You know what's actually kind of crazy though? The last like 2-3 weeks I've gone against the Giants actually. It's actually kind of which is actually kind of crazy. And the week that they played against the Chargers, I even took the Chargers.
Yeah.
In that game. So
let's hear his prediction then for tonight.
All right, Eric, what do you got?
You know what? So, as I was saying, as a Boston fan, my heart is saying that Boston pulls it off tonight. But I don't know, just the way how things have been going in the series, it just seems like even with Boston's win in Game 1, I feel like they were kind of lucky because they had Yoshida there, and he was pretty much the difference maker in that game. So I feel like, and I really don't want to say this, but I wouldn't be surprised if New York wins it. I would be disappointed because I feel like, you know, Boston not having Roman Anthony, he would have been another difference maker for the team in the series.
Absolutely.
And it just seems like he's been that he's been that spark. But without him, it just seems like, you know, they just haven't been playing like themselves. So my heart is saying that Boston wins.
Your pick is Boston.
Yeah, my pick is Boston.
Well, I
wouldn't be surprised if they lost because they've had so many missed opportunities to capitalize on things.
You know what? I'm kind of glad you brought that up. Both teams had. Because there has been so many opportunities for both of these two teams. I'm going back to Game 1 for a minute.
Oh, my goodness.
First and second, Yankees, nobody out. Judge, Goldschmidt, 2 base hits, strikeout, double play. And then, here comes the biggest one. Bottom of the 9th. Aroldis Chapman on the mound. I think there was two hits and a walk, right, Pops?
Base, the 3 straight, I believe it was 3 straight singles. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Yeah, and then what was it? 3 straight strikeout to Stanton, a pop-up from Jazz, correct?
From Jazz.
And then what did Caballero did? I think the same thing.
No, it was it was a fly. I think it was a fly ball to. Was it a fly ball to right field? I can't remember. Oh no! It was no. You know what it was?
No.
It was a strikeout of Grisham.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it was.
But I mean, you know, but there's been some missed opportunities. And Eric, if you want to give us what you think, what the missed opportunities for the Sox, go for it, bro.
Why in the world did Jarren Duran think it was a good idea to dive for the catch when he simply could have just played smash mouth baseball and just make a normal catch? I don't like when he gets all fancy like that. And even Rafaela, I know you've told me to not really put the blame on him, but he has to stop swinging at so many bad pitches. He really has to. And I know you said that it's really not his fault, but this is a game where their season is on the line. So now is not the time to start playing blind and goofy.
Yeah.
They got to lock in tonight, you know?
I'd say that for both sides.
But if you look at these 2 games, the Red Sox got every break possible in game. Everything went their way in Game 1, and they won, right?
Yeah.
Last night was the reverse. every quote unquote break went New York's way. Okay, and the Yankees scored all 4 of their runs last night with 2 outs. All right, and that can be a backbreaker for the other team. So Boston caught the breaks in Game 1, plus Crochet was masterful. Although I would say Fried was very, very good, and I don't want to get into should Boone have left him in or taken him out. It's ancient history. But he was incredible. Crochet was incredible. And the Red Sox caught several breaks in that first game. And then last night was the reverse. Every break went the Yankees' way. The biggest play of that game last night was the ground ball Yoshida hit that Jazz made the diving stop. Then he throws a one-hop to Rice. Rice can't come up with it cleanly. He should have never tried to scoop it. He should have tried to just come off the bag and get it. He was never going to get him out. And for some reason, the Sox didn't score a run on that play.
They were talking about
confused why they didn't score a run on that play. Thank goodness they didn't.
Yeah, that was the one with
Sogard.
That was the one with who is it? Was that the one with Nate Eaton on third?
Excuse me, Nate Eaton. Nate Eaton. My fault.
How he didn't score that run just baffles me.
That kid had a tough night, and at some point. He got hit with a bat last night, too.
He did. Yeah.
Narvaez struck out. And then after that, the bat went flying and hit him.
It flew right out of his hands and hit Eaton, yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. That was like really bad, bro.
Now imagine if that bat was aluminum. That would have been so much. That would have been so
horrible,
much worse.
Bro.
Well, gentlemen, I need to excuse myself. I've got to get back to work, but I want to thank you guys again for the opportunity to speak with you on the radio. I love your show, and you guys are doing really well. And have a great rest of your show today, and enjoy this day. Enjoy the game tonight, and we'll see what happens. We'll see where we go.
Oh, for sure. Thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, you as well.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, well, that was Mr. Rogers on 103.5 WCCH, the best in variety.
I got a question.
What's up?
If his name is Mr. Rogers and if he lives in the neighborhood, can we call it Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
Yeah, if you want to. For sure.
You know what else I got to say? And I know I say this all the time when I'm on with you, but I feel like tonight's really going to determine who needs the hug or the can of soup. And I'm hoping it's not me.
And we're going to be in socks together in South Hadley during that time as well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
chances are they'll be playing that there.
So, I got a few CFB games to cover as well. Before we jump into the... we pretty much covered the MLB, so we're already ready for all that. CFB, I know that NHL is starting next week as well. Mm-hmm. And then I believe that the NBA is what, like a week? It's always like a week after.
Dude, I gotta get back into that. I haven't been watching as much NHL games as I've been wanting to lately, but I have been following. Like I said, I'm a Boston fan. Boston Bruins are my team. Last year they did not have a good season. The preseason, as far as I know, I don't think they've been doing as well either. So, for my sake, I hope it's not a repeat of last year. But, knowing how crummy their management is, I don't know.
It's something that you're, trying to take in?
Yeah.
That's fair. So for the CFB games, we have BC at Pitt, Miami and FSU, Texas and Florida, Vanderbilt, Alabama, Mississippi State at Texas A&M. We have Minnesota, Ohio State, Kentucky, and Georgia. They're the games that I put down for... You want to pick a few of those games, then we'll jump right into the National Football League?
Sure.
What do you got?
Let's see college football. Let's see. So I'm looking on the CBS Sports app as we speak. Let's see. Was it Saturday? I wasn't really listening, but you mentioned the BC versus Pittsburgh, right? Boston College.
Yeah.
Hopefully Boston College wins this one, because I am a fan of their team. Let's see, they're going to this game 1-3. Pittsburgh's going into that game 2-2. I'm hoping Boston wins.
Yeah,
and
Boston?
This is me being biased, because I just am.
Well, I mean, that's fair. I want BC to win too. Hopefully they can bounce back from last week's loss. Miami and FSU is taking place this week as well. We got
Miami.
We got Miami.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm gonna take Miami too. I'm gonna go with Texas beating Florida.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go with Alabama gonna beat Vanderbilt. What do you got for that?
Same as you, Alabama.
You want Bama?
Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide?
Yeah.
So honestly, I was gonna go. I'm gonna go with Miami against Florida State, and then I'm gonna go with Bama against Vanderbilt.
Sweet home Alabama.
And we're gonna bring up.
I had to.
We're going with Georgia, and we're going with Clemson at University of North Carolina. Who do you got?
I like that, actually. Clemson for the dub.
Yeah, I'm going with Clemson too. I'm gonna take Ohio State over Minnesota easily.
Same.
Got
Ohio on that one.
We
too.
got Kentucky at Georgia. I'm gonna go with Georgia on that one.
I feel like you're reading my mind at this point.
What do you mean? Because I'm just picking like all the most of the favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like mixing it up and taking the underdogs. Yeah, I got you. So all right, we want to go with the NFL?
Sure.
Let's do it. We got about like 14 minutes. I'll probably wrap up at like 1:55 around there, so I can do a quick song and then hand it off to the next guest. So we're going with the NFL. We're going to Week 5. I got a couple injuries to mention. Malik Neighbors, torn ACL, star wide receiver for the Giants, is out for the rest of the season, unfortunately.
That's a huge blow for the
Very
team.
not excited about that at all. Very disappointed. But MetLife Stadium has the worst turf of like all time, so I'm not really a big fan of that either. And Odell Beckham expressed his feelings on Twitter about it as well, because he had experience playing at MetLife Stadium as well. And you know what's kind of crazy? They both got hurt against the Chargers when they both played in their respective playing days.
Why have they not fixed that turf yet?
I don't know, but it's the worst turf in football. I can tell you that for a fact. It's not pleasant, not great. And then Tyreek Hill has torn ligaments in his knee, so he's out for the remainder of the season as well. So what do you think, Eric?
As great of a player Tyreek Hill is, I personally do not like him.
You don't like him
as a person? I just think he's
I
just think he's a bad person overall. But for him to have that injury, it's sad. It's just sad.
Well,
I feel for him.
You see when he was like smiling though?
Yeah,
like, he was in the ambulance and he was like smiling, dude. Like, and I mean.
He's crazy, bro. He's taking the paid.
He is. Honestly, I think that of course, no one's glad when they get hurt.
Oh,
but
no.
at the same time, like, he's also not on the best team. For sure.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely, when it comes to all that, bro, like, I don't think he likes where he's at. I think that Tyreek Hill is going to be,
No.
He might be screwed when it comes to the season now.
I'm sure he'll be asking for a trade somewhere down the line.
What do you think his future is looking like?
I'm sure that he'll be asking for a trade somewhere down the line.
I wouldn't be surprised either if he does that. That's probably what he's ended up doing next. In other news, Lamar Jackson has missed 2 practices in a row with a hamstring and thinks it's unlikely he plays this Sunday. What do you got?
Oof. You know what? If that's the case, then things might be going a little different for Baltimore.
No, I think that they're the same record as the Giants now. They're 1-3, so
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting. Wasn't expecting that whatsoever, but no, if Lamar is unlikely to play, I think the Ravens could be in trouble. 100%. They that's something big and something that we have to look into closer to the weekend, as Baltimore will be home against the Texans, and they could use a W coming up there. All right, so on to week 5, we got the 49ers and the Rams kicking off tonight. What do you got?
That's going to be a good game, I think.
Brock Purdy is not going to be playing,
Yeah,
so it's going to be giving up to Mac Jones now, again.
You know what? Well, how has he been doing lately, Mac?
Pretty decent, not bad.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen, though? And I know that Ricky Pearsall is there's some injuries already announced, so I think that the Niners are going to be missing some key players. What do you think is going to happen? Pearsall and Jennings are out as well, so it's going to be quite an empty game when it comes offensively for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Kind of down a bunch of people. So
Yeah, and if that game is going to be different for their offense, then I think that gives the Rams a bit of an advantage. So I don't think I'd be too shocked if they end up taking the dub here tonight.
you think the Rams
Yeah.
at home? I'll take Mac and the Niners. I want to see how they can do. Maybe they end up taking a W in LA.
We're opposites this time.
We are going to get to the picks now for Sunday, the Sunday slot. We're going to start off with the Minnesota and Browns game, 9:30, another international game.
Yeah, where's this one going to be at if it's at 9:30 a.m.?
Actually, I'm about to take a look at that right now. Actually, no, can you get that up for me?
Yeah, sure.
I know the last game last week was in Munich. I do know that. I didn't end up watching it, but I know it was in Munich.
Let's see, Minnesota versus Browns. Let's see. It is going to be at
London.
London. Okay.
It's in London. I think that the Vikings take it here.
If you're a Family Guy fan, you say American football and London. I think the London Silly Nannies. If you've never seen that episode, it's a Family Guy Patriot Games. It's got Tom Brady in it. There's a team in it called the London Silly Nannies. It's a hilarious episode. I recommend giving it a watch if you're a fan of the series. That's just all I think of when you mention football and London.
But who you got? I'm gonna take the Vikings in that.
Same.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm taking Vikings. I'm gonna go Ravens over the Texans, even though they might be down Lamar. I think that the Texans aren't really that great.
No.
So I still think at home the Ravens take it either with Lamar or without Lamar. You got the Ravens too?
Yeah.
I think
they'll do fine with
I'm gonna
Lamar.
take Carolina over Miami. Miami's just not good.
Oh no,
Neither is Carolina though.
Yeah.
Like neither is Carolina. They're not good either. But I'm still going Carolina here.
Unfortunately, if you're a Dolphins or Panthers fan, I don't think it's going to be that good of a game.
All right, so we got the Raiders and the Colts. Colts are home.
Colts.
I'll take Indianapolis as well.
Yeehaw.
I think they're going to have a bounce back week and win. We got the 1-2-1 Cowboys at the 0-4 Jets. Dallas coming off the tie game against Green Bay in Sunday Night Football last week.
Let's see, and it says here Jets are they're 0-4.
I'm sadly going to be going Dallas here.
Yeah, same. Unfortunately for a Jets fan, I'm sorry.
Let's go. We're going Denver.
They're 0-4.
Denver and Philly. I think this is kind of a no-brainer.
Oh, Philly's taking that
I'm
one.
going Philly here, unfortunately. We got the 0-4 Titans at the 2-2 Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah, Arizona on that.
Yeah.
We're going to go the Giants at the Saints.
I'm actually picking Giants for this one.
I'm going to go Giants. The Saints just don't have a quarterback. Spencer Rattler is not good. And I feel like Jackson Dart is going to keep up the momentum and hopefully get the Giants their second win of the season. I'm going to go with it's Tampa and Seattle in Seattle. These are the first of the 4 o'clock games. Tough one, huh?
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
I think
Honestly.
I think here I think Seattle's going to take it at home. I feel like that it's a big game because like the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks are all tied for first place in the NFC West right now.
Imagine trying to bet on that. You'd be taking a big risk there.
But I'm going to take Seattle at home. I know that the Bucs are good, but like I feel like that they need this game. I mean, both teams need it, but I think Seattle's going to end up taking it at the end. It'll be a close game.
All right.
We're going to go Detroit and Cincinnati. Honestly, I think we have to go with the Lions here. You know, Bengals, Jake Browning.
Yeah.
Losing Joe Burrow was huge.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a win for the Lions. I think the Lions go to 4-1.
Yeah, I agree, and that really has to sting for Cincinnati with Joe Burrow being out. The guy can't catch a break.
So we got 2 games left to pick before we close up with our rapping song. Washington and Chargers.
Chargers.
I'm gonna go Chargers at home. Here's the Sunday night football game. Your New England Patriots 2-2 at the Buffalo Bills.
Pats
4-0. And you know what? I'm going Pats here.
Yes.
I'm actually going New England.
Was this because I picked your team?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is.
No,
be honest
honestly, no, because like I feel like this game's gonna be so huge for New England, and I feel like there's just gonna be a lot of atmosphere. You know, Sunday Night Football prime time.
Yeah.
I feel like Drake May is gonna go and keep cooking and keep pumping up them stats and giving New England their third win to get over 500.
Yeah, and I didn't get to watch last Sunday's game because I was at work. But I heard he was cooking that game, Drake May.
Yeah, Drake May is quite the stud.
You just gotta give him the tools. That's it, and and he can, and he can go. New England, they're actually favored to win that game.
So last game before we get off air and do a quick song, we got the Chiefs and the Chargers. No. Chiefs and Jaguars.
I was gonna say.
Excuse me. I got that.
I was gonna say because you already mentioned Chargers.
Chiefs and Jaguars. What the? Get that out of there.
Chiefs and the Jaguars.
Yep.
The Jaguars. I'm purposely saying it.
What do you got?
I'm purposely saying it wrong. I got Jacksonville for this one.
You know what? I'm with you, dude.
Yes.
I'm going with Jaguars too. So that's gonna be it for Midday with the Raj. And this should be out in a little while. And stay tuned. We'll play a quick song, and we'll be back next week, same time, same channel, at 103.5 WCCH.
Yeah.
Thank you, and have a good rest of the week. And we'll be back with more playoff reviews and things to schedule on next week. Actually, Eric did the PSA today, so that was huge. And we'll be back next week, same time.
Tune into my show tomorrow, 11
a.m.
Yes,
DJ Genji's, 11 to 12 tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be here. I'll be at work.
Throughout the month of October, we're playing some Halloween tunes, so be sure to tune in during then.
All right. Have a good week, everybody.